A lot of people try to learn English by memorizing long lists of words or repeating grammar exercises. But when it's time to actually speak, they freeze. Why? Because real communication isn't about remembering rules, it's about understanding people, emotions, and everyday situations. And the best way to build that skill is by listening to real stories. Not boring textbook examples, but real, human experiences. Stories teach you how English is really used. They help you hear the rhythm, the tone, the expressions. You learn when people pause, how they ask questions, how they react. It's not just about words, it's about meaning. And the more you listen, the more you begin to feel confident, even in simple situations. If you're ready to grow your English through true, personal moments that reflect real life, make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Speakology. We publish new content every day to help you build your English in natural and powerful ways. Jacob didn't have anywhere to be that afternoon. His morning meeting had been cancelled, and he suddenly found himself with 5 empty hours before his evening train. He was traveling for work, and the city was unfamiliar. Outside, it was raining, not heavily, but just enough to make walking uncomfortable. So instead of going to a cafe or wandering the streets, he stayed at the central bus terminal. He sat on a bench in the far corner, with his bag at his feet and a small notebook in his hand. At first, he planned to read or maybe write down some ideas. But after a few minutes, he closed the notebook and just started watching. The terminal was busy, but not chaotic. People moved in different directions, some fast, some slow. A young woman rushed past him with a suitcase rolling behind her. A man with a red umbrella stood near the entrance, talking on the phone and checking his watch. An older couple sat down 2 benches away, sharing a sandwich in silence. A group of teenagers argued loudly over which bus to take. Jacob didn't know any of them. But in that moment, he felt connected. Each person had a story. Each movement had a reason. And even though he wasn't talking to anyone, he felt like he was learning something. Not just about people, but about language, too. He listened. 2 tourists behind him were speaking English with heavy accents, trying to understand the departure board. One said, "Is gate 8 upstairs or around corner?" The other replied, "I think we go left, past small cafe." Their grammar wasn't perfect, but their meaning was clear. They weren't afraid to speak. They just wanted to find their bus. Near the vending machines, 2 workers in uniforms joked with each other in casual English. One said, "Man, I need a week off," and the other laughed, "You just had one last month." Their sentences were short, full of energy, full of life. Jacob realized something important. English wasn't about sounding perfect. It was about being part of something. Being able to listen, respond, and be present, even in a simple space like a terminal. After a while, a woman sat down next to him. She looked tired but calm, holding a coffee cup with both hands. "Long wait?" she asked. Jacob smiled. "Yeah. I've got a few hours." "Same here. Missed my bus," she said. "Now just waiting for the next one." They talked for 15 minutes. Nothing deep, just travel, weather, favorite snacks, and strange airport stories. But the conversation felt easy. Natural. Real. When her bus arrived, she stood up and said, "Nice talking to you. Enjoy your wait." "You too," he said, and waved goodbye. Jacob didn't check his phone for the next hour. He just kept watching. And listening. And thinking. Sometimes, not doing anything gives you the space to notice everything. By the time he boarded his train, he hadn't written a single word in his notebook. But he had picked up more from that one afternoon than he expected, about people, about English, and about himself. In today's story, you learned useful phrases like, found himself with 5 empty hours, sat on a bench, planned to read, rushed past him, talking on the phone, checking his watch, shared a sandwich, argued loudly, each movement had a reason, and missed my bus. These are everyday expressions that show how people speak and describe daily events. You also learn that English doesn't just happen in classrooms or conversations. It lives in moments of silence, in background noise, in simple exchanges with strangers. Listening is learning. Observing is part of fluency. You don't always need to speak to become a better speaker. Sometimes, all you need is to watch and wait. We share new stories like this every day to help you grow your English in natural, simple ways. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Speakology. See you in the next video.